Not to say anything nasty about the flower industry, the floral people of the United States, but I think the worst gift to give somebody is flowers. I don't know why that's so popular, like Mother's Day and Valentine's Day. I don't get that. You're giving somebody something that's going to die within 2 or 3 days. It's a very short-lived type of gift. Nobody remembers it. Well, they do. They remember it, but they don't have any remnants of it. You give someone a gift, 3 days later, it's in the garbage. And not only does it just go in the garbage, but it dies slowly. One day you'll see the petals starting to fall off the flowers. Then they'll start turning brown and getting wilted. And then they start kind of leaning over to the side and drooping as they go to their slow and painful death. And then there's discoloration. It's like people. It's really a horrible gift. And it's very expensive. Something that you can pick out of the ground. I mean, I don't have flowers like that in my yard, but I know people that do. Why don't you just walk around your neighborhood and, when no one's looking, just start picking the flowers off their property and put it in a vase or a vase. There's a word that can be said 2 different ways. What's up with that? And then you just stick a card in it and you got yourself a gift. And yet I'm paying like $30-$50 for something that dies in 3 days that I could have picked out of my neighbor's yard. It's the stupidest gift ever. And it's not only the flowers themselves, it's the little card that goes in there. That little piece of paper, that little piece of cardboard with a picture of a flower on it, and it says, Happy Birthday, Happy Valentine's Day, Happy Anniversary. And then all you do is, and this is very deep and very significant, you sign your name. Ooh, from the heart, I signed my name. It's cold, it's deceitful, short-lived, and a symbol of death. I don't understand the flower thing. I don't get it. Then they have the flower people, the florists that actually deliver the flowers. Ooh. Yeah, I couldn't fit that in my car. I need a delivery service. I can understand if you're buying lumber or a couch, you need that delivered. You can't fit that in your car. But flowers? Come on. How lazy can one get? But Ron, it's the element of surprise where they go walking to the door. The doorbell rings and they go walking to the door and they open the door and there's a bunch of flowers. Oh, that's the element of surprise. How about the element of surprise when they walk into the room and they see the flowers that you just bought them and brought into the house yourself? You need anybody delivering the flowers. It's a very odd circumstance. It's bizarre. It's just bizarre. I mean, when you look at it, it's really, you can pick it out of the ground and people get excited about it. Why don't you just give them a mound of dirt? I mean, I got this mound of dirt for you. From the heart, here's the card that goes with the mound of dirt. I picked it from my backyard. It was the prettiest dirt I could find. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. People go crazy when they see the flowers. Oh my God, that is so sweet. That is so beautiful. Then they don't look at them again. Did you get me flowers? I don't remember. Yeah, it was 3 days ago. You threw them out. Oh yeah, thanks. They're very nice. Do you still have the little card? No, I threw that out with the little stupid thing. Oh my God, you signed your name to it. Oh my God, can you spare the time and the thought and the sentiments? Oh my God, so you signed your name. That makes it a legal contract. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't get it. I get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Sorry.
On the air everywhere, this is New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Thank you.
hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
If you're going to get somebody something florally, I don't think that's a verb or a adjective or any of those things. Why don't you just get them a plant? Get them a plant. A plant can last forever if it's cared for and nurtured. It's like a little baby. You water it just like you would have a baby suck on your nipples. Same thing. That plant is nurtured by you. It's cared for. It's a living thing. It grows. It gets bigger. It gets prettier. It soaks in sunlight. It is life itself and can still come from your backyard. So get somebody a plant. Forget the flower thing. Now, I don't want to hear from the flower industry, the United Florists of America, and their protest groups and their lobbying groups in Washington, and I don't want to hear from that. Some people do like flowers, a bouquet of flowers. Hey, if you're getting married, you spend like thousands of dollars on flowers, and then like when people go home, you say, all right, just take it, get them out of here. Just get them out of here. Just take it. You win the centerpiece. Just get it out of here. Something you spend thousands of dollars on. Get them a plant. Get them a Schiflera. I don't know how to spell Schiflera, by the way. I can say it, but I don't know how to spell it. I think it begins with a C. Let's sound it out. Use your words. Schiflera. My favorite gift is, I ordered your gift, it hasn't arrived yet. That's my favorite gift. And then 6 months later, they forget. But, until you get into an argument, then they say, hey, by the way, whatever happened to that gift that was supposedly on its way? Oh my God, I've got to call the company in Federal Express. You're right, it should have been here by now. That was 17 years ago. Yeah, but I think it was coming from overseas or something. Saw a commercial on television yesterday, and it's funny. And the commercial is basically saying to women, you've gone through your entire life wearing the wrong size bra. I just found that humorous. I just like, what are you saying to people? Excuse me, your bra size has been wrong through your entire life. You're wearing the wrong size. Oh my God, this isn't even my bra. What they're doing is they're saying that they make custom fit bras or something, and you got to be wearing it. I mean, seriously. I mean, that's like me, like turning on the TV, and some guy says to me on the TV, Ron, you don't realize this. You've been wearing the wrong size of underpants all your life. They're not even your underpants. They're Bob's underpants. Somehow the laundry got mixed up. Very odd. I don't know how you don't know you were wearing the wrong size bra. Wouldn't it feel a little wrong? I'm not a woman, so I don't know these problems. I don't understand these problems. I've talked about this on the show before. I do not understand why women would wear high heels. There is no reason whatsoever to do that to your feet. It's absurd. And why do people go poking holes in their body? I don't understand that either. I don't have any holes in my body at all. Well, I do, naturally. I've got 2 nostrils and a couple of ears. But I didn't purposely start jamming stuff through my skin to make holes. I don't consider myself a canvas. My soul is a canvas for my journey. Marianne Williamson told me that. But my ears are not a canvas for my face. I don't know why people hang chandeliers from their earlobes. I don't get that. I don't know why my face has to be adorned with pieces of metal coming out of my face. I don't understand where that came from. I also don't quite understand tattoos. Why someone would say, here's my beautiful God-given flesh. I think I'm going to now paint it permanently with some personal art. On my arm, it says, Betty forever. My love, Betty. And then you break up with Betty. Betty's a bitch. I never want to see Betty again. I never want to hear the word Betty. Oh my God, it's tattooed on my arm. Looks like I'll be wearing long sleeves for the rest of my life. Now, true, you can get tattoos removed, but then we're getting into kind of a funky situation here. I mean, if you want to get rid of Betty, you better hope Beto O'Rourke becomes president. Then they can just turn Betty into Beto, and you can say, well, I don't love Beto, but he's president, and he belongs somewhere on my arm. Look, I know a lot of people with piercings. Piercings where you didn't think piercings were possible. Holes put in the body that holes should not be in. I know many people with tattoos. Many guys, many women with tattoos. Some of them are actually quite attractive. I just don't quite get the permanence of it. But these are wonderful people. They're sweet. They're adorable. They're good people. Wouldn't hurt a fly. Well, it may hurt a fly. I mean, if it's buzzing around your house, I mean, you got to hurt the fly. Try to let it out first and capture it and let it out. But otherwise, I get that. Fine people, and I have nothing against them. But I just personally would choose not to do this stuff to myself. I would choose not to take ink and have it permeated and etched permanently into any part of my body. I choose not to do that. I mean, that's my choice. I guess I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-choice, I suppose, in that sense. The piercing thing, I'm not getting. I mean, it's an old joke and it's an old cartoon thing, but I do truly feel that if you pierce your body too much and you drink water, then you're going to turn into a lawn sprinkler. Funny, not true, but funny nonetheless. I do know one person that pierced her hoo-hoo. And I say hoo-hoo because I don't want to say pussy on the air because it's oh, I'm sorry, I didn't tell the kids to get out of the room again. Too late. Anyway, I know someone who does that, did it, and we were mature enough to have a conversation about it because I was wondering how the genuine act of physical kindness in that area would affect that piercing. And they said it doesn't affect it at all. And I said, okay, sure, whatever. Just, and it begged the question, why? Why? Of all places to put some, why there? And the answer is usually I ran out of other places to put them. Seriously, I don't get it. I just don't get it. But you know what? I don't have to get it. It's not necessary. It's not my business. Any more than a television commercial telling you that for your entire life, you've been wearing the wrong size bra.
Let's be honest. You are socially awkward. You've no idea how to start a polite conversation. You wouldn't know what to do or say if you stumbled into one. And when it comes to talking with members of the opposite sex, you're like a 6th grade wallflower at the school dance. You need help, and you know it. You need me, Thompson St. Thomas, fancy bastard. For a courteous, prearranged fee, I am now offering wingman services for both men and women. Even if you've got the vocabulary range of a brain-damaged gibbon, with me at your side explaining to people what you rarely meant to say, every drool-drenched bit of drivel that slobbers out of your scone hole will sound witty, erudite, and confident. And ladies, don't be shy. Take my arm and we'll go chat with the gent across the room with whom you've been exchanging glances all evening. Don't worry, he won't be intimidated by my extraordinary good looks. I guarantee he will only see me as your good British friend who happens to be incredibly gay. It's a service only I can provide, because I am Thompson St. Thomas, fancy bastard. So do let me know where we'll be going next, you and I.
Wouldn't that be wonderful? I hope someday I have enough money to hire somebody to do my stuff. I mean, all my stuff. I think I still want to pick out my own clothes. I just don't want to remove them from the closet by myself. And I still like to drive. I want to drive. I'm very relaxed when I'm driving. I don't want someone to chauffeur me around. I would get sick in the back seat of a car. I get motion sickness. But to do my bidding in other ways, where perhaps there's a dispute with a company about an invoice, rather than me getting involved and getting all frustrated and upset, I would simply turn it over to my second, and that person would get on the phone or whatever device would be handy at this time and just settle that for me, take care of that for me. Or perhaps I'm walking down the street and a neighbor approaches me and says, "Ron, I haven't seen you in a while. What's new?" I would hold up my finger and not respond, and my assistant would stand next to me and have that lively, fluttering, stupid conversation. And all I need do is either just stand there or depart and go home and let my second take care of that trivial, stupid waste of time called the neighborly conversation. What a wonderful thing that would be. Or perhaps I'm in a supermarket. I love to shop in a supermarket. It's my Disney World, picking out the foods that I would love to devour later on that day, or perhaps in the car on the way home. But why stand in a checkout lane when my assistant can simply stand in the lane for me? I will stand outside and just watch life go by until my assistant comes out with my basket of goods, readily paid for. Yes, I want an assistant. When the phone rings, I will not stoop so low as to pick up that thing, or to answer that stupid square cell phone, what they call the smartphone of life. Let my assistant do that. Let my assistant take care of all business, all transactions, all appointments, all emotions, all emojis. I shall never touch another keyboard in my life. Me, my fingers on a keyboard, collecting germs and dust, not for me. My assistant shall do all communications in all different manners and vehicles and venues. What if I get concert tickets and I don't enjoy the group? Or the play. It's a poor performance. Well, I spent the money on the performance. I must sit there, or must I not? Perhaps my assistant will sit there and endure the pain and embarrassment of sitting through a horrible presentation like that, while I go home and sleep. Brushing my teeth? Pedestrian. Taking a bristle and moving it back and forth across my grinders? How low? How low can one go? No, I will hire, because I am a male, an attractive young lady who will be my third assistant, who will brush my teeth, massage my shoulders, take care of my every whim and fancy. Because that's the way it will roll at that point. But, yea and nay, I don't have that kind of money, and at the same time, perhaps the action of having assistance would be overly abundantly stupid. But one can dream, ladies and gentlemen. One can dream and love and do stuff.
You are listening to Ron Van Dam, the gentle, fast-acting laxative of the podcast world. Don't you feel better already?
Hello, Ron.
How you doing there today?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing? How hot is it where you are?
It's hot, very. It's the fourth day of nearly 100 degrees, and I'm sick of it, but nonetheless, whatever.
Yeah.
Dr. Michael Rich joins us. He's Associate Professor of Pediatrics at Harvard Medical School, Associate Professor of Social and Behavioral Sciences at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, and practices in adolescent medicine at Boston Children's Hospital. That's exhausting. How do you have
I know, just to read it.
Really, you don't have to do anything. It's already a lot. Okay, we're talking about various types of games that children can play and how it may affect their development. There was a study done about this, I understand.
Yes, we've been studying for the last 4 years groups of children, both in the U.S. and Mexico, looking at how they play, spontaneously as they move in and out of the digital and physical environment, and looking at what types of play actually influence their cognitive development, their social-emotional development, and their executive function development.
Interesting. Let's talk about the obvious first before we get into that. And it's been the discussion of video games and being online and computers and that kind of thing that has been so possibly detrimental to a child's development. Where does the study stand on that particular phase of play?
Well, we looked at all types of play, including video games, across the board. And interestingly, what we found was that physical play, letter and word play, like card games and board games, actually promoted not only literacy and numeracy, but also their ability to get along with others. Video games and other digital play had no effect.
Right.
And so rather than saying they're bad for kids, I think that they're just not good for kids.
Okay.
And they may be displacing more valuable types of play.
Okay. Does it seem to go along the lines of when there's interaction with others, that's a better play than a solitary play situation where you're just sitting in front of a screen?
Well, yes. I mean, I think you're dealing with two separate things here. Solitary play in front of a screen. Imaginative play, even solitary, was very helpful to kids' development.
Okay.
But the screen makes it less imaginative. They're just reacting rather than being creative.
Okay. Dr. Rich, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume everything we're doing talking about children's development, I'm going to put into an adult's development too. I'm doing that on my own. But I figure that we're always growing, we're always developing, we're always trying to socialize, we're always trying to get more intelligent and more with it. And I think it goes on through one's life, these habits and these approaches.
Absolutely. What is richest for human interaction at any age is face-to-face interaction with others, whether it is a conversation, whether it is a board game, or whether it's playing tag.
Okay. So did the study find that when the mind is active, that is a positive thing?
Well, a kid's mind is always active.
True.
And so I think that what we're dealing with is, what is that activity? Are they creating something new? Are they using their imagination? Are they working out how to get along with someone? Or are they simply responding to pre-programmed stimuli from a screen?
Okay. Now, this is something, of course, that parents would be interested in because they want their children to develop. Obviously, what you do when you're or a child follows you through the rest of your life, so it's an important developmental area of life. But what does a parent look to do without mentioning specific games and purchases and brands? I mean, what direction does a parent go to?
I think the parent puts down their phone, looks at their child, and is present. Look at your child, talk to your child, and most importantly, listen to your child. This is what's going to help her or him develop to be strong, smart, and kind. Okay,
though that makes a lot of sense, actually. All right, let's go a step further here. Are board games indeed healthy?
Absolutely. There are a number of things that are going on with board games below the surface, if you will. There is counting. There is learning how to get along with other people. Frankly, there's often figuring out how to cheat on the game, which is very creative in many cases. But this is human interaction. Board games are a wonderful analog for the big world. I mean, there's even a game called Life. And so it's a great way for kids to work out their own personalities, their own characters, and the way they behave with others.
Very interesting. And I guess we're talking about the summer here because it's kind of a twist. I mean, when I was going to school, I was always my parents' child. Now I think that children have parents during the summer, and then during the winter, their parents are the school system. And I think some parents actually buy into that, to be honest with you. So the summer becomes a time where, okay, now I have to do it for 2 months. Kind of a weird kind of dichotomy, but I think that's the way it is in many cases.
Well, I think parents are losing out on the wonderful richness of their relationship with their child. The reality is, even during the school year, the child spends more time with their parents than they do with their teachers. And this is the parents' opportunity to get to know their child, to help them become the person that they want to be. And I think it's a shame to park your kid in front of a screen and miss out on all of that richness.
Well, yes, as stimulating as what goes on the screen can be, such as video games, it does sharpen the mind to react, etc. But there's a phase of a child's development that involves some physical activity too. How do you engage physical activity and also engage mind skills?
Well, interestingly, physical play actually showed great results in terms of cognitive development. So how do you do it? You open the door and you push them at it and say, go play. That's what used to happen. Hand them a soccer ball, hand them a baseball bat, and let them go out there and figure out how to play in effective ways. That's where the social emotional development occurs. Yeah.
I mean, it's still the old story where you got to spend time with your children. I know everybody's response to every question is, well, I don't have time, whether it be spending time with your children or just cleaning the house or whatever. It's just, I don't have time. I don't know what we're so busy doing, to be honest with you, but I guess some people have 3 jobs or whatever. But how important is that to make time?
Oh, it's absolutely essential to the physical, mental, and social health of your child. If you don't have time for your child, why do you have the children anyway?
Good point.
I mean, let's get to it. This is not about a notch in your gun stock, for something you've achieved. This is a human being. This is arguably the most important job that any parent ever does, which is raise another human being.
All right, now you got to go out on lecture tours because that was good.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I think that's what I'm doing with you right now.
I suppose you are. He's Dr. Michael Rich. How can we get more information on this?
We are at the Center on Media and Child Health at Boston Children's Hospital. Our website is cmch.tv, and there is actually a whole page dedicated to this research that is ongoing in the U.S. and Mexico.
Okay. Now, usually when we do this, the information goes out and people don't have a pen handy and they were interested. So I'm going to ask you one more time so that they can write this down where they go for that information.
cmch.tv. And if they have questions, they should go to askthemediatrician.org.
Perfect. Dr. Michael Rich, thank you so much for your time today. Good conversation. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care. This has been fun. I really think that was fun. Did you have a good time today, kids? I'm talking. By the way, what I'm doing is talking down to you, just so you know what's happening here. I'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new show. I hope so much that you join me then. In the meantime, I wish you peace. Yeah. Could you come over here and brush my teeth, please? Yeah, one of them looks a little yellow. Thank you.